So,
My man, we're up.
welcome to
Welcome.
Super Late at 368. I'm your host, Gabe Olivero, and with me, as always, you already know he's a great writer. He's got some great opinions. He's got great hair. He's got some scruff. I think. Oh no, he still has the mustache. I didn't even see that. It's the Bijan. Steve. Bijan, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. How are you? I'm glad to be back. We're here for another week. I can't believe we made it through another week. How are you feeling?
I mean, great. This time I was actually able to sit down and enjoy a pre-lunch instead of like eating lunch 5 minutes before the show goes on. Like,
it's dinner time, right?
Listen, man.
What time do you eat breakfast, Gabe?
Usually I think I technically intermittent fast because I wait till like later on in the day to eat just because like I don't feel hungry in the morning. I feel like when you have nothing to do, like hunger doesn't come up as much for me.
Yeah. It's weird. I do feel this kind of the same way. I like every time I eat, but it's the opposite because every time I eat something, when I feel hungry, I don't feel full. I just feel like not hungry anymore, which is not the same feeling as feeling like, oh, I had a meal. I feel great. It's like, it just, the hunger is gone. That's it.
There's a gap in your stomach. But today we got a pretty stacked show.
We do.
We have, our signature show notes, our run of show.
Show me.
All right.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see him. I see.
See?
Oh, look how beautiful that is. I can read them. I can read
it. Take us through the run of show, Bijan.
All right. Our run of show is esports teams. Esports team. I can't read your handwriting. Esports teams. We talked about this. Cheaters. Refrigerators.
Yeah, refrigerators.
Okay. And then we got trailer time and your weekly wholesome. And then we have a special segment. Actually, Gabe has a special segment. It's Gabe's segment. I had nothing to do with this.
Okay,
we do have an illustrious guest, Mike LaBelle.
Adobe Creative has partnered with us to put together like a really special segment of duos where we're talking to creators about how they create and how to be a creator. So we got Mike LaBelle. As you all know, dude's great. He's fantastic. So we're pulling that in later on in the later half of the show. But to get things starting off the top, there was some Bijan. The news with the esports teams. What's happening?
I'm the man with the news. Yeah. So today, well, not a lot happened today, but there's a lot of news that happened this week. So the Overwatch League continues to implode. Guys, we talked about this a little bit last week when a couple Overwatch League players decided to quit Overwatch to go to Valorant. But earlier this week, the Vancouver Titans released their entire roster and signed the majority of Second Wind, which is a contenders league team, which is like the minor leagues in the Overwatch League. Anyway, I said league a bunch of times there, but ESPN had a really good report about this. Let me quote them.
There, Bijan.
The collapse of the Titans roster came after friction arose from the players and management following the players relocating back to South Korea amid the coronavirus pandemic. Prior to moving back to their home country, the roster lived in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. That's, obviously, starting in January and practiced out of a gaming facility. So basically, COVID-19 killed the Vancouver Titans. I don't know, man. It's weird because all physical events have been canceled. So like all of the Overwatch League stuff that took place in stadiums has already been canceled, which is pretty sad. I mean, I get it. Like it makes sense, but it's like, what impact does that have on the league? And I think this is sort of the first stuff that we're seeing of like a real concrete, tangible impact on the players and, people who've invested a lot of time into the game.
Yeah, especially because last season Titans were one of the best teams in the league, period.
Yeah,
I think they won, actually.
No, they came in second. They were close.
So to have a team that's like placing that well within the OWL, which is a very high skill esports organization. I mean, it's not easy to make it in there. You only have like that one contender side and the actual pro side. To have them like completely just wholesale cancel their team is like, wait, what? Like, what is COVID that bad? Because no other team has announced that. And is this something we're going to expect or suspect to see in the future?
Maybe. I mean, I don't think it's gonna. That seems very drastic. Also, part of the problem was a lot of the Overwatch League teams are they're not based. So I think this was going to be the season where the teams were going to be based in the countries that they're representing.
Yeah. So like they would be huge.
Right, exactly. And so like this was the year that was we were supposed to have hometown heroes and all this, like, like people are gonna like make a physical connection with the teams that play in their neighborhoods. But that's obviously not gonna happen. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense because all these players are from South Korea that they'd want to be at home. And it also makes sense that like it's hard to do esports at a distance, actually, even though they're they're games.
I mean, you can do esports at a distance via online play. I mean, there's plenty of people who run successful tournaments, but doing like a real broadcast like the OWL is,
Right.
that's like not gonna happen. It's very difficult to do just because like there's certain elements like teams paid for these team slots to have that whole aesthetic, that style of like you're watching an actual NFL game or something like an NBA game or whatever it is. So it's like those elements are not going to be in there. And I think a lot of people have to accept that from a viewing perspective, and probably investors and people who own teams that you're not just going to get that where we are right now. Hopefully everything will be done like, in the next couple months and we can like move on and getting back to like how it was supposed to be because dude, the NYXL homestand in New York was absolutely crazy. When I was there, it was ridiculous.
I feel like people were really getting into it. Like that was the thing that I noticed. So I reported on one of the Philadelphia team and their contenders team like way back in the day, a couple of years ago, right as the league was starting. And it seemed like it was only recently, like in the last year and a half or so, that people were really getting interested in their hometown Overwatch teams. Like, I don't know, my Overwatch group was like stoked. They watched the league a bunch and I was like, oh, this is very cool. And then I saw more people getting into it. So I'm a little disappointed. I don't know. I hope we see more good news coming out of the league, but like, I don't really have that many I don't have high hopes for it anymore. I don't know. I feel like COVID derailed everyone's plans, but like,
also
particularly bad
because like the momentum, it's like everything you're moving forward, everything was in a good spot, and then to just be like derailed, like you said, it's just like what do we do from here? Like, how do we come back strong? I mean, you can take all your budget, for example, and like pour it in and like really dive into this, but I don't know. Let's move on to some good news, actually.
Yeah. Well, hold on. There is good news, actually. It's bad news for Overwatch. The Overwatch players Valorant thing, whatever. We talked about that already. But the good news about Valorant is that they've just launched another closed beta. So if you're in Latin America, Korea, and Brazil, you now maybe have a shot. Gabe, how's your Valorant game going? Like, how have you been improving?
So very recently, maybe about a week or so ago, I was playing Valorant and I had the worst game I have ever played in a video game ever. I went
What
zero.
Happened? Take me through it.
I went 0 and 20 for the first like 9 or 10 rounds of the game. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm getting so demoralized. I'm like, yo, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I usually average out like plus 10 kills, this and a third, not many deaths. I mean, not many more deaths than actual kills. So like it kind of balances out. And I'm just sitting there just like, and I know I'm the reason my team is losing. Like, it's not like there's like, oh, we're all not doing. No, it's objective. It's me. Like, I'm just not pulling anything off. So somewhere towards like the 10th round, I got really pissed off. And I just like, I guess my brain decided to just turn on because like, I'm not going out with 0 kills. So I was able to secure 8 kills in like 2 rounds, which means I got 2 4Ks. 2 4 kills in each round, and the devs was like, "That's how we do it. Let's go, Gabe. Let's go, Gabe." We still lost in the end, but it got everybody hyped because we were like, "Yo, we can still win this. It's winnable. It's winnable."
Oh man! So you took them to the loss and then took them close to the win. Nice.
I know, and then it still got snatched out of our hands. So I've put myself in a mini retirement from Valorant, and I'm focusing on other games. I'm playing some mobile games, playing some more Final Fantasy. So I got to reassess my life and my situation before I get back.
I think you maybe like OD'd on Valorant. Maybe I think you went too hard too early. I think it's like a long haul sort of process, getting good at a game. But I mean, what do I know?
Looking at the game, I feel like most people think like when the more you play, the more warmed up you get and the better you get. There is a certain time when you hit a wall where you're just like, you're garbage. It's just like, I should just get off this.
It's headspace. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this happens to everybody. This happens to me. Like whenever I realize now, like whenever I'm just like sucking shit, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm good for the night. I don't need anything else. I'm just gonna go do something else. And usually that helps.
Usually me and my team, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I mean, it's like, lifting weights, right? Like you have to take days off. You can't like just keep grinding, and you have to vary up your muscle groups, right? You can't just do all legs. All gas, no breaks.
You can't keep stressing that one wrinkle in your brain that's doing all that work for Valorant.
you gotta let the others grow in.
Compress, relax.
Although, Gabe, I have to say, my ideal is a very smooth brain. Very smooth, just shiny, no wrinkles.
Oh, I don't know.
Because look, it's all reaction, no thought.
It's all Okay.
Think about it. Think about it.
Different take. All reaction, no thought. You're going pure amygdala right now. You're doing brain fight or flight. There's no
the thoughts
move.
I've come to the conclusion that the thoughts are the problem. This is also my. I got. I was a little. I streamed the other day and I was a little drunk afterward, and I decided to make my next emote smooth brain. So now everyone can smooth brain in the chat.
Just get a brain with like the front part of your face on as an emote, and the whole top is smooth.
Just it's entirely smooth. I'll drop it in chat. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, there it is. There's a smooth brain in the chat.
Oh, they dropped it. Oh my god. What else we got going on?
What else we got going? We got a lot of stuff going on. Hold on. We have a run of show. Right. It's time
for the cheaters.
It's time for the cheaters.
You want to dive in deep?
I don't want to dive too deep because I don't want to be labeled something I'm not. But cheating is bigger than ever these days.
Yep.
It's huge because everyone's in lockdown. Everyone's gaming. And apparently, according to a report from my colleagues at The Verge, great website.
Not a shameless plug. Not intentional.
Look, I didn't even, whatever. It's a shameless plug. I like The Verge. I like working there. We're great. But apparently in all sorts of online games that are competitive, like Overwatch, PUBG, Apex, Warzone, everyone's seeing a bunch of cheaters. Like it's huge. And all of these games also have anti-cheat systems. It's not like they're not trying to fix this problem. And Warzone in particular is really funny because they're actually matching cheaters up with each other and putting them in lobbies together.
I love that so much.
God, can you imagine like if you're like the one person who is like actually not cheating but was dropped into a lobby full of cheaters? Like what would you do?
I would just at that point I'm turning all the hacks on. Like that's just like to just like, yo, all right, if I'm in a room with all these guys, I might as well just put on the flying one, the one that so funny story, I have a friend named Ian, not to like completely derail the conversation.
No,
he has a friend who cheats. Like he actively cheats.
No,
what? In CSGO. But it's so funny because he was explaining me the cheats. And he was like, Ian was asking him, like, yo, can you see him at the end of what's it called? Apps, which is a call out on Dust. He's like, can you see the end of apps? And then no, not app. I forgot. Mirage, end of Mirage. And then he's like, I could see everything. He said, you could see everything? I could see everything. And I just started dying because it's like that's like to the extent that people go to like, I guess, have fun at these games because you're not cheating. You're not trying. Bijan.
See, that's a controversial statement, and I don't stand by it, but I do stand by my co-host right to say it. I have to say though, like apparently, since CS:GO went free to play, a bunch of cheaters showed up, and like Valve is doing this thing. They're doing like something. They're using machine learning to detect people who are cheating. I think it's called Steam Trust. Yeah, bro, they're doing Minority Report in gaming.
God,
can you believe?
It's interesting, right? Because Valorant has its own cheating system. I think it's called Vanguard, and it runs in the background and you can actually force quit it out. And most people have just force quitted out the anti-cheat because they found that I don't think it was doing anything.
Nope.
I've had the fortunate or maybe unfortunate thing of never running into a cheater on Valorant. So I kind of don't believe they exist sometimes. People like, yeah, I run into cheaters all the time. I'm like, did you run into cheaters? You just suck at the game. And that's another one.
Shorter Gabe. If I can't see it, it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. It's not real. Picks are it's not real, bro. I need pics.
Fuck off. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an incredibly difficult problem to solve because again, like this is only a problem with PC gaming because consoles are so locked down. It's hard to have cheating happen in the first place. But like PC games, Windows is a pretty open platform. People understand how to like program for it. And also these people who are making cheats are doing subscription services and, they're making millions of dollars, et cetera. Like, it's a whole ecosystem that's happening here because I guess if you're not good enough, if you can't win by yourself, I guess you got to resort to that. Look, listen, I'm not saying I'm a good gamer, but I've never resorted to cheating or thought about it.
I mean, look, I've cheated in a lot of games, whether it be like real games, like playing Uno or playing Monopoly. I stash a couple dollars under the table, all types of things. Like, you got to do it, man. You got to sometimes skill is not enough, and you got to go the extra mile.
I don't believe that. Absolutely not.
Difference of opinion. I do whatever it takes when I'm
look. Mike is in the chat saying, "What? Clip this. Dishonest." Wow, Gabe's a cheater. Gabe's a cheater.
Hey, I'll be honest right now. And
these are facts.
I'm in school and I've been cheating on all my exams because it's online. Don't do that.
Oh, that's different. Whatever, dude.
Academic honesty, like, yeah, okay.
No, because it's about whether you can do the work. Obviously, you can do the work.
Yeah, but
cheating in gaming is important. That is different, categorically different. More important, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't think you'll see it in. Like, I get cheating in a competitive, like a true competitive tournament standpoint, but in casuals, like, it's not that serious. But people do take it serious. I understand why it's wrong. Okay, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, bro.
I gotta save myself before Mike clips me to all the people. And it's like,
I hope you clip that.
Gabe is a lie, cheater, a liar. He lie, he cheat, he steal. You know, the full Eddie Guerrero gimmick.
Look, it's fine. Everything's fine. Cheating is like, don't do it. Just that's the 368 thing. Hey,
get good at the game. Just get good.
Get good.
Game. I mean, look, this is a way of cheating, right?
Like, wait. Also, if you don't get good, just change your game. Just pick a different game. Right?
No. If you're having a bad day, ruin the other person's day by cheating. It's just
this is why we're co-hosts. This is why we're different. Anyway,
go ahead. I was just gonna use like Mario Party as a very big example. If you're not going to win a game of Mario Party, you're going to mess up someone else's day. That's always been the process here.
Yeah, but I also don't think Mario Party is a game. That's a sincere opinion I hold.
I've had friendships end over Mario Party. I remember 2 kids I grew growing up in elementary school. It got real serious for Mario Party 3 to the point that they drafted up a contract.
No.
Before going in, and I think to this day, they have never spoken again after that L. And they were like one of the best of friends. It was because he caused a chain of events. Like one of them was in top spot getting stars. One person did the swap stars thing. Then another person got the stars thing. And another person came in and did another swap stars. And that just like upset the entire ecosystem. And he's never got over that.
I like to call it an ecosystem.
Yo, the star ecosystem is real.
Sure, bro. Oh, man. All right, let's move on.
We got refrigerators to talk about.
We got to talk about fridges. So Xbox had an upfront today. I don't know if it was an upfront, but it was kind of an upfront. They showed off a bunch of stuff. The mini fridge goes, folks. They announced 13 new games that will be optimized, their words, for the Series X, which means, and let me quote TheVerge.com, a good blog.
Great blog.
4K support at up to 120 FPS, direct storage support, hardware accelerated ray tracing, and faster load times. Yeah, so a bunch of developers are working with Microsoft to make their games better, which is cool. I think the coolest thing is like some of those games are Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I'm excited about, Madden NFL 21, which I don't care about, and Yakuza Like a Dragon, which I'm excited about.
You mean Yakuza, not Yakuza?
Whatever, dude.
Yakuza. Put some respect on that. Jesus.
Leave me alone.
By the way, real quick, one of the best narrative games you can ever play if you're into like crime, mob, really deep. Highly recommend playing any of the Yakuzas. Really great.
Yeah. On that same note, I would say I would also like to plug the Friends of Ringo Ishikawa, which is an indie game that it's like Baby Yakuza. It's much the same, but like you're a high school student and you just like are a delinquent. So you need to drink.
Dude, you got to play Kekkei Genka Bancho, which was a PSP game, which was like literally, you were just one of those dudes who's like in Japan who just squats outside with a pompadour.
Like, that's fucking tight. Yeah, see,
we're not weebs, by the way. We're not weebs, okay? You know, we just love these Japanese games.
Hey man, speak for yourself. I also love these Japanese games. I'm kidding. No. Also, hold on. This is still marketing for our. Never mind.
What?
It's for our Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh yeah. Talk about it.
We can't talk about it, but we've been scheming for a while now. Actually, gotta get that thing off the ground. Anyway, the last headline is that Microsoft announced Destiny 2 would be on the next generation consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PS5. I guess. Yeah.
Why
so that's cool.
Why not Destiny?
I don't know.
What's going on? Like, can we like
they're
get
probably
ready?
Well, the problem is it's games as a service, right? Like it's like you have games and you have to maintain them and add new content to them, which is in effect like creating a new game. So like if you didn't update Destiny 2 and just added all the DLC as a separate game, you'd be like, oh hell yeah, Destiny 3, I love that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I haven't succumbed yet. I have Destiny installed, but I haven't actually played it because I've been like, I don't want to lose my life to this because I know I will.
Yeah, like the looter shooter games or just any game
so
that's
good.
entirely based on grinding gear, which is always that's why I retired from Monster Hunter. I made a very short return to Monster Hunter. You just you spend hundreds of hours just grinding this loot, and then it's just to grind more loot, to grind better loot. And at that point, you're just like, okay, like what am I doing here? It's just like there's no clout in being a really good Destiny player.
Bro.
You know, there's like respect for that. I mean, like it's cool because Destiny has a really great community, mind you. And I always give a lot of love to Bungie because Bungie, Halo, my freaking child. Yeah. 100%. They make great games regardless, and the characters in Destiny are cool. But like, I'd rather spend my time playing something that's like truly competitive. just because I'm a nut and like I love competitive games.
Yeah, you also like playing. Yeah, you like playing against other people instead of playing against the system, which is capitalism. I agree. You said it, bro. Grinding gear to get better gear. Yeah, what's that?
Grind gear, get better gear. So you know what? You can go and grind for better
gear.
Better gear.
Think long and hard about your consumption habits, folks.
We're also unveiling a new segment today. Last week weekly wholesome, but this week we're unveiling, and Bijan coined this term.
Yeah, wait, hold on, let me do it. It's called trailer time. Trailer time. The time for trailers, the ones we haven't seen yet. How's that sound?
It's great way to introduce the segment. I love it. I think it's just, it's everything we want.
I think it's catchy. It'll catch on.
Trailer
anyway, we got
trailers, the ones we haven't seen yet.
The ones we haven't seen yet, because we both haven't seen this. Like this is totally new. Our brains are
these past 2 weeks. When you brought it up, I was like, wait, what? Those two things happened?
Yeah, we got virgin brains. We're going into this blank. But yeah, we got 2 trailers. First is Ape Legs with a new season.
Ida, could you bring up the Apex Ape Legs? Can you bring
Legs,
up
baby?
Apex Legends trailer for season 5?
Yo, crank that shit. Crank that shit.
Let me hear the volume. I gotta hear the volume.
Right. Why are you Italian?
Because I'm drinking a little vino right now.
A little vino. What kind of vino are you drinking?
What is this? Dark Horse red wine.
You just don't even care.
Game over, tin can.
There we go.
Oh shit, yeah. This music slows.
Okay. Got the generic Equinox gym music. Okay.
Oh shit. Bro. I think he killed her dad. Bro. There's so many of them. She's hacking.
I love the eye makeup.
I love the fucking pigtails. Oh shit! That's her fucking.
Go back to hell.
Holy shit!
Oh, she's Latin.
Yeah. Did you also see that? Did you see the other trailer, the one before this?
No, I didn't.
It was just like this guy executed her dad, and I guess she was like the kid that he tried to like protect. Bro. All right. Let's get some melee weapons in Apex. I agree.
Okay.
She got yeeted, bro.
Okay.
Oh, but she can teleport?
Oh, she just rewinded the clock for a second.
Yo.
That's pretty good. It's not even done yet.
Okay. Yo.
Oh. Kill me, little girl.
Oh, he's talking trash.
For now.
My God.
He's 12. Damn.
That's like next week, bro.
Fortune's
I'm logging in.
favor. First of all, I love the name Fortune's favor. Like it's almost, Fortune favors the bold.
Yeah. It also
was
feels like
tasty.
I like that. It felt very for some reason I think Uncharted, it felt very Nathan Drake. I don't know. Like I was getting like she like broke in, she was doing these cool shit. I don't know. It felt it's good.
It felt good. I mean, look, I love what EA and Respawn are doing with the narrative for Apex Legends. They're really crafting that lore behind the game, which is super important. I think that's what Overwatch did really well, and it's of course what League of Legends does really well with over Riot. And this is going to be like essential for the lifespan of the game because you got to think about it, right? Merch, TV show possibility. I think a lot of these studios should just make shows on YouTube or something where it's just like the characters doing their thing. Because like there's a whole bunch of content, especially in the Apex world, where I think now we're leaning more into the Titanfall realm in Apex because it takes place in the same world as Titanfall. And they're like leaning into that a lot more with these characters, with the robots, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, dude, that was great. I loved it. I think it would have been a little bit more appropriate just because she is Latin if this came out on Cinco de Mayo. The 5th season on the 5th. Like I think that would have been just too perfect.
Gabe,
but you know,
Gabe,
whattever.
please. Gabe,
Let's go-
please.
yeah,
We're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about
go,
Mexican
go.
history on our fucking Twitch news show.
God.
Like, Ida, can you throw up the next trailer? This is The Last of Us 2. I haven't seen this yet. I want to see it.
Last of Us 2 super canceled into oblivion.
Canceled? What? Oh, the dog thing? Whatever.
This is taking forever.
Oh, wait, shit. Here we go.
I know you wish things were different.
Oh, yeah.
Joe.
You hear that voiceover? Let's go.
Yeah. Close.
I turned up my volume. Gabe, don't talk. He's strumming, though.
Different.
He was finger picking, actually. That's from
Bijan, don't talk.
But they ain't.
Please stop.
Bro. Yo, I'm in. I'm fucking in.
More Joel.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
What?
To do this
Band's
smart,
breaking up?
we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
So they just get to get away with this?
I didn't finish the first one. I gotta finish it.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't stop this.
Oh, this game is gonna slap. Oh.
Yes. More gruesome.
But not at any cost.
It looks like they're going hard on like killing the people.
Yeah. Oh, she's got shakes, PTSD. Let's go. Get deep, get dark.
You make it.
Yo.
You see these colors? You see these colors? Joe!
He's gonna find her. He's gonna die though for sure. Bro.
There's a cost.
Oh my god. I want to watch this movie. I don't want to play this fucking game.
It's in the game, bro. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
We could have
Wow.
killed you.
Maybe you should have.
Ooh.
Yo. 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 Yo.
6, 19, 20. Wait, it's coming out June 19th?
Yeah, baby. Is that your birthday?
No, my birthday's June 4th. But wait a minute. I thought they pushed it back indefinitely because of issues with
Yes.
putting it out.
Yes.
So
we were.
Was this
No,
like
we
the date?
We talked about
right?
that. Yeah. Wow. This is really hard. I feel like it's hard to talk to you when I'm not sitting beside you sometimes because I'm like, oh, I want to talk, but you also want to talk. We want to say the same thing.
All right, go ahead.
No. I mean, I was gonna say exactly what you were gonna say. Go ahead.
No, because I thought the entire time that Sony had already they had announced, like, as we know, like about a month and a half ago or something, they were just like, we have to push it back indefinitely just because release dates, timing, manufacturing, et cetera, all these things that have, got affected by COVID. So did they make a formal announcement? Because that could just be like an old trailer and they just, forgot to edit.
No, I think that was the newest trailer. Like that just came out. I think they may have just figured out their supply chain stuff because it seemed like it was just like maybe a QA thing. Like the game was it seemed like the game was mostly done and they just had to do like the last bits. And maybe they figured out a way to do it. I don't know. But that looks tight as all fuck. I have now a deadline for finishing Last of Us Part 1.
I mean, it's not really that long of a game, and you could finish it like in 14 hours. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, no, I'm like I think I'm halfway through it. I've been streaming it a little bit, but it's also like intense to stream. So
it's true. Now this is you act like the game like that. It's not more about your commentary. It's more of just like the narrative of the game and how you react to it. But when Last of Us 1 came out, I think it's like 7 years or something like that, or maybe a little bit, maybe more, maybe a little bit less. When that came out, that blew my mind because the game went places off the jump. I haven't seen any game, at least featured game, big blockbuster
like
game.
AAA, yeah,
which was in the beginning when you're Joel. And spoiler alert, if you haven't played The Last of Us, it's been out for freaking like 10 years.
Yeah, it's great.
When Joel's daughter dies, and they give you like every bit of that, and I was just like, I sat there with my mouth opening, like, there's no way they did that. And then like how the story eventually progresses and how you took this guy who was Joel, who became like this dark guy, and then eventually the story. I forgot. I can't tell you. You beat The Last of Us. Can't really talk too much about it because there's some things I would think this trailer would implicate that I don't want to bring up.
If you want to spoil it, that's fine.
No.
I'm cool with it.
I don't want to spoil it for you just because it is something that you have to like go through once if you haven't like seen it yet, which is just a blessing in and of itself. And then when you look back at this trailer and like all the things that were brought up, you're gonna look back and be like, wait a minute, what does this mean? What does that mean? I think for this trailer though, specifically like the whole feud right now they're having, because it's not the same group from the first game, is that I think this new group killed Ellie's girlfriend, or a girl she had like romantic relations with, and that's like giving her a full vendetta to go after. And like, dude, Ellie, you'll get to play as her in Last of Us 1. She's a great character, and I'm happy that she's getting her own game. And dude, like when it first came out, it changed the game. When this comes out, I'm pretty sure it's gonna change the game as well. Naughty Dog went from making Crash Bandicoot,
which is also a great game. Sorry, also a great game.
They only make good games.
Yeah, exactly. So should we? Okay, Gabe,
do you have anything? Do we have anything else? Anything else?
We have the weekly wholesome, but we can wait.
We do have weekly wholesome. Before
we can wait. We can wait till afterward. We can end on.
You want to do weekly wholesome at the end? I respect.
Yeah, it's wholesome.
And end on a cute note. It's time.
Ugh.
It's time. We're moving into Duos time, a special segment. You may have seen Duos on other channels before. We've partnered with Adobe Creative to connect us with creators, talk about the creative process, talk about what they do, and help creators feel empowered and get the information they need to succeed in 2020 and beyond. And for this very first one, we got a man who needs no introduction.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into the introduction, we should first. I should say I had nothing to do with this. I have no idea what they're gonna say. This is new to me. They were like, hey, we're gonna do a new segment that we've been doing, and also you're not a part of it. And I was like, actually, you know what? That's fair, because I'm a reporter, and this is one of the companies we cover, and there's a conflict of interest. And I have to disclose that I had nothing to do with this.
He has nothing to do with this. This is okay. Smart man, saving your ass.
But let's go to a break before we bring in our illustrious guest, because I think we have to like get everything ready. We got to powder his nose virtually.
I know. I'm very eager to just get into this, so that's why I'm just like jumping ahead. So Ida, please take us out to a break, and then we'll roll. We'll get back to that intro.
Los Angeles, San Francisco, Atlanta, Dallas, Boston, Chicago, New York City, Paris, Barcelona, Madrid, Cologne, Seoul, Beijing, Sao Paulo, Santiago, Bucharest, Berlin, London, Manchester, Amsterdam, Milan. All of this because of video games and creating content around it.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody of all definitions around the world, we have... You may have known him. He's a global traveler. He's a man who talks about a game we call FIFA, and he just has fun doing it. It is the Mike LaBelle, brought to you on Duos with a special collab with Adobe Creative Cloud. I got to make sure look. This is my very crude drawing. Okay, I've been sipping a little bit of vino. Listen, DIY. It's with. I even have my questions right here. But Mike, dude, how you doing? How's everything going?
I'm doing wonderful. I don't like how Bijan put in this big disclaimer. Bijan, excuse me. Well, he just tried to trying to get out of this. He was like, "Look, I don't know what's been filmed. I don't know what's going to be said in this next segment. I'm not responsible.
I'm reacting to the content, baby." Yeah, I don't know. It's a long story.
I'm doing wonderful. The nose has been powdered. We're good to go. I wore the same thing in the trailer as right now. That was done on purpose. I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah.
For consistency and branding.
Yeah. I change outfits from time to time.
What you been up to, Mike? Because usually everything you do is just straight traveling the world and just being an amazing host and commentator.
So right now everything's shifted a little bit where you're doing a lot more remote work. I've really been enjoying streaming as well. I've had more time to kind of hang out on the stream, and then getting content up, man. You get to do some different branding, I guess new initiatives, things that you hadn't done before. You were like made excuses saying I didn't have enough time maybe to introduce new animations or new transitions, or if you had a little more time to just think of different concepts that you really want to bring to life.
And then also you just recently partnered with Ambox too, which is like that's huge. I mean, New York City connecting with one of the biggest esports organizations and all.
Yeah, massive. I'm really excited to be able to partner up with Ambox and build out a lot of things that are happening here in New York as well, regarding gaming top to bottom.
But actually, wait, before, because I'm looking at Bijan, he's just like, let me not say anything because I am a writer at a different organization, and this is very dangerous.
Well, if you'd like to have the real explanation is we cover Adobe, and I'm not like this. It might look like I'm trying to like they could influence my coverage, even though I don't write about Adobe, which is not the case. So
I'm gonna give
want
you.
to make it clear. That's what you
gonna
get when you
give
have a reporter on your show.
I'm gonna give you the most gracious bow. All right. As we all know, duos is called duos. We say duos, and when you're
man.
duoing, there's only 2 people allowed
Hey,
in the lobby.
you
And
doing
right
me
now
like
we're
that?
3. Yeah, I'm kicking you out the party, dude.
Bruh.
That's it. Yeah, it's time. Listen, this is gonna be intimate, right? Me and Mike gotta go deep here. I can't be having you like, just sit in there. All
These
right.
lights suddenly got very hot. All right.
Like I
I had
said,
nothing to do with this. I want to put
Nothing,
that out there.
nothing.
Oh
Nothing
yeah,
to
you
do
had
with
nothing to do with
that
it.
at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
he didn't even know what was gonna happen. He was asking.
Ida,
about
get me the
questions
fuck out of here. Ida, take me out. Ida, take me out.
All right, let me wait to see, make sure Bijan's gone. He's out. Okay, he's out. No, wait, I still see Bijan. He's still
It's
in the
just me.
lobby.
I'm
Now
still in the
it's
lobby.
me and Mike, and that's how you see that 368 duo sign. All right, Mike. As I said, this is in partnership with Adobe Creative Cloud, and today we're focusing on creators, creative story, everything creators do. And Mike is a perfect example of a great creator. He's had to innovate since the beginning, and his journey to get here has been ridiculous, just ridiculous in general. We shot a really great content piece over Discord. I was directing him through like cameras and stuff, and like it was very weird because I'm a very non-scripted person, and Mike he enjoys having a script because it gives guidance, right? Mike?
Bullet points are important, and then you let yourself kind of coast into it. You guys would laugh if we actually had footage of this of Gabe telling me what to do via Discord and me trying to set up cameras.
It's gotta be production, which also just talks about how good Mike is as a content creator. He has a full production suite in his house. But let's get into some of the questions. Let's start off with the top. As you can see, I have to. This is my questions here. I just.
I like this. This man, like before everything that happened with the pandemic and stuff. Every time I see Gabe, he's writing on something. I was like, "What are you doing right now? You just run around with cardboard boxes."
Dude, like that's all. I ripped this off of a box we had downstairs from like a shipping thing. That I was like, all right, cool. Let me just write on something just because I don't want to like paint over plywood. But to get into the very first question of the segment, so it's 2020, and of course, if you're hearing this whenever, it's all about growing, right? People want to grow, people want to create an audience, nurture an audience, etc. In your line of work and the amount of years you've been in the game, because we've been at this for a while, Mike. It's not something simple. Something short.
Is this your way of calling me old? I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Gabe.
It's very, very putting in subtly. How do you go about growing an audience and nurturing an audience? So what are some of the best practices you feel?
I feel like once you're nurturing an audience, it's really important to stay authentic. If you change the way that you not only create content, but the personality that's attached to the content, then people are like, well, which one was you? So you need to be very honest and open with your audience. And with growing an audience, a lot of times that's about pivoting throughout the years. Because as someone, I'll give you an example for when I'm going through different content. In the very beginning, you didn't see a lot of face cam. Then face cam was the wave. And there was a lot more live content being done for a little while there, at least in the FIFA community, where you had live reactions, people getting angry, people were happy, and so forth. And then it moved more so into a lot more talking points. We saw more podcast style. And then it's up to you to adapt with the times. Some of that being really short videos for a while. Then it was these mid-range. Then it was long videos. And just making these adjustments where it gives you the best opportunity to bring content to the people where they can see it. And then also for whatever platform you're putting content out on, this specifically being YouTube, maybe YouTube wants longer videos. Maybe they really like the short videos. Where does your content kind of flow best?
Mm-hmm. And then what are some of your recommendations and tips? Because you just said you're nurturing an audience. We got to get that audience first. So how do you go about growing an audience, you feel? Especially for you, because you're like really particular, your journey, as we talked about yesterday on Discord when we were shooting like the piece that intro video was from. We talked about how, you had a speech impediment at first, and, YouTube, you have to speak for the most part. So how'd you find your voice in your audience?
Well, I mean, if we're going to date back, so basically I always had a speech impediment, and now it's way better than it's ever been. I'll still mispronounce words from time to time.
Dude, I've never noticed it, bro. Like you talk so well. You're one of the best speakers I've ever heard.
Thank you very much. But the point I'm making, it wasn't like, it was something I struggled with, and then speaking in front of large crowds or audiences or in front of a classroom, you name it, was not smooth for me, which I think a lot of people can share in that. It's not easy to get in front of a room, even if it's your peers of 20 people, and then all the vocab or the vernacular, the notes that you wrote down, everything that you prepared, all your practice runs, and it just doesn't come out like that, and then you don't know how to react. So for me, that was a huge obstacle kind of coming into the scene. Can you run back the question? I got lost on that whole, like, you got me lost on speech impediment stuff. Hold on.
That's called it's never scripted, baby. So what are some of your tips for growing and finding an audience? Not
perfect. Yeah. So when you're trying to grow an audience initially, the first thing I would always ask yourself, and you have to be very honest with yourself here, is how do you differentiate your content? Whatever the community you're going into is, whatever type of game. So how are you different? Are you more entertainment or more entertaining? Are you better at maybe editing, the production end? Do you have better ideas, or are your creative concepts really, really special? Maybe you're just a great networker. I've seen people that are just amazing with other people. They make great content together. Or it could be that you're a professional at the game. If you come from the esports angle, you're so good at the game. People just need to watch your gameplay and they'll figure it out. And you have the tips and you have the tutorials. So that's the first part, is figure out what makes you different in that community, or what role do you play in the community. And then the number 2 is being consistent. A lot of people try making content for a week, for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, but they don't really commit. You have to commit a long period of time. You have to actually give it that time, because people respect the consistency, the grind. And that's kind of when you start to get maybe a break or an opportunity. Like when I first started YouTube, I didn't know what I was doing for the first year. The whole year, I struggled. I didn't know how to make the videos. I was learning how to edit videos. I didn't understand what was happening in the trends. I was just figuring out how to become a personality in terms of being able to speak into a microphone, speak into a camera, put together a product that I thought looked good. I mean, I was uploading everything, and it was struggle-tainment.
Struggle-tainment.
Yeah, struggle-tainment. The point I'm making is it wasn't easy on the eyes. It wasn't polished. It didn't have anything with branding involved. Forget about all that. And I didn't have a lot of growth at all. And that was a full year.
So since you talked about struggle-tainment, struggle entertainment, and you said like in that first year you didn't see any growth, and I feel like today I think we both can agree, like it's very easy to grow today as opposed to when it was a couple years ago. Even though like the place is more crowded, there's just so many ways you can like growth hack. And I hate saying that, like there's certain topics, maybe you go more news oriented. People are searching those specific titles and stuff. So what did you do with your content? Because it was struggle content at one point. What did you do different that separated you from the crowd?
So after that first year, I basically used that year as a learning experience, because I didn't know how social media works. I mean, we're going back, this is like 2012. So just to give you guys perspective. And I used that year as a learning experience to figure out, what are people talking about in the community? What's happening on Twitter? Okay, what are people watching on YouTube? Where do I need to maybe tweak my content? Because I know people would want to watch what I'm providing, but I'm not timing it right. Or the videos are too short, or I need to have a face cam, or I need to have a better way of interacting here, or I need to talk to some different people that are having success with it and maybe get some advice. And I feel like all this played a factor. And the big shift for me was a lot with actually branding, where then people started to realize this is like one of Mike's videos. This looks like Mike's content. The thumbnails all look aligned. So if you clicked on one, even if you didn't subscribe, you were likely to click on another one at another stated time, because you'd already seen that look before. You're like, hold on, this feels familiar. Let's do this again. And now you're looking for the content. And then timing is really important, because I'm someone who makes entertaining yet informational videos. So if I put out a great entertaining video that has all this information, but it's outdated by a month, that doesn't matter how good that video is, because I just missed the window that people were really searching for this type of video.
So then the question, because you just mentioned thumbnails, right? And with YouTube, billion plus videos are uploaded all day, every day. And I think everybody has an idea what a thumbnail is, right? Like most people put their own face on top of thumbnails, and it's always like this kind of thing, right? Oh my God, yeah. And they put like outer glow and freaking drop shadow in Photoshop or whatever. So how do you go about crafting a thumbnail, make a thumbnail? Like, what's your approach when it comes to making that specific packaging, as well as your titles for your videos?
With thumbnails in particular, there's a lot of practice makes perfect. And that might sound like a cliche answer, but you've got to kind of figure out and develop your style. The first thumbnail you make is probably not going to be your final thumbnail that you're really happy with. And also, I've noticed through the years, especially recently, where everybody's watching more things on mobile, it's better to go big and simple than to maybe have a lot of the intricacies, which in the past, that was everything, at least in the FIFA world. They had so many details in the backgrounds of some of these thumbnails, which were amazing.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Like you would have a big FIFA card on the thumbnail, but in the backdrop, you would have things going on. You had different lighting, different colors, a bunch of different contrasts, just details that are not noticed when somebody's scrolling through their phone. But if you had it on full screen, you would say, oh, wow, what a great thumbnail. I love that there's all these extra effort and these just additional details, a little bit of here. It almost looks feathered, like you could touch the thumb, but it just didn't give extra value to the thumb. And the additional time that you're putting into that is no longer a good investment of that time. It's not going to affect the performance in a positive way. So you might as well put that into something else. And I think with your titles as well. And I feel like recently, titles have become like more of almost like you're phrasing a question in some different ways or a challenge.
Really?
And yeah, like you're challenging somebody like, hey, we're ranking the best players here. So it's like a challenge. Really? Best players? Tell me more. This is, I want to know about these best players. Or it's like the story you've never heard about Michael Jordan. It's like, okay, I'm clicking. Tell me what I haven't heard about Michael. I want to know. The Last Dance is on. I want to know more. Tell me. What am I missing right now?
So it's funny that you said that you bring up like the phrasing a question to bring somebody in, like the thing you didn't know about Michael Jordan, or we're ranking this. So can you give me an example of a title that you've played around with? Like what's an example of a Mike LaBelle title?
I'm pretty big on the ranking ones right now. So we're in a current stage of FIFA that is really specific to team of the season. So they release all these really big items. So when they drop the initial release from EA, then it's like 20 to 23 players in that area. I rank them in order, number 1 to number 20, whatever it is, the total release. And so I'm giving you not only who you should pick up, and I do it in my own way where you have a little bit of some of that creative sauce, some some barbecue,
that flavor,
something
like olive oil.
It's not gonna be a boring video. Okay, you got something you could dip with. You can dip these cards, I guess. All right. So I'm gonna give you good energy because I'm passionate about the game and it shows. That's like one of my angles that you could tell that I enjoy talking about FIFA. I feel like that's something that separates me compared to maybe some of the other guys that are creating content. And then I have the credibility coming from a pro background. But I'll rank them in order. So now it tells you, okay, these are who you should pick up, how you should pick them up. And usually there's going to be some ridiculous analogies included in the video, similar to us talking about dunking sauce and whatnot. Like I tried to think the last video I recorded, what did I have as an analogy in that one? I used an example of buying shirts online. Check this out. So I used an example of buying shirts online. And, I said like the majority of the time you would get a win. So, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. The majority of the time when I order a shirt and it's a size large, it fits me properly. Because online, when you go with all these different brands, you don't know if it's going to fit you right or not. So I was like, if the majority fits, I'm pretty happy about that. That's less takebacks, less problems, less stress. Sometimes you get a shirt that's skinny and it's tailored. Then you get the big body. You got the big body shirt. Then you get the tall tees. They're coming back. They're bringing back the retros. I'm like, no. So anyways, that gives you an idea.
You're tying in what I think you coined the other day. You were telling me LaBelleisms.
Yeah.
Is that your thing?
That's what people have said at events where the analogies they're either like that or they're wrong, but you understood what I meant. An example would be I was on a broadcast the other day and I was like, man, I would love to be a bee in the room. And they're like, you mean a fly on the wall? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I was going for. Exactly. So I have a lot of misspeaking like that. I messed up a Humpty Dumpty situation recently. Like I tried to talk about on the wall. I was like, what's the nursery rhyme? It's an egg and it can move. Sometimes it moves. Yeah, I was like, you guys know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But I did it with I Love Lucy too, the show. I was like, what is the guy, Ricardo, and there's a Lucy, and they're together. It was like full Italian, like hands were everywhere. I was like, but in the video, I couldn't get the I Love Lucy out. I was like, I know Lucy is appreciating someone. I don't know who she's appreciating, but I'm pretty sure that there is some sort of shared appreciation in this show. All this will relate back to FIFA, by the way.
if listen, take the time, go to Mike's channel, look it up. Just to also go back just slightly, because since we're also on the topic of packaging a video, your thumbnails, right? And matter of fact, wait. Because we were talking about LaBelleisms and all that. Do you feel like it's very important in 2020, and we'll get back to thumbnails in a second, that you need to come up with a concept in your content to own? Because personally right now, like how you have, like, I'm doing rankings all the time. Like I've started playing with like videos, making things around Brawl Stars. And I've noticed that like other creators like Chief Pad and like Kairos Gaming, Tyrus Time, he has like Brawl Star Olympics, which is his thing. So I was thinking about playing with my own thing, like OP or Nah, where I take really bad tier list characters and make them seem like they're broken. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like owning something that's uniquely linked to you is way more important than anything else?
I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm all about niche building. I feel like the whole thing of everything with content creation is because there was no place for the community to go.
Yeah.
They were looking for it. So you're building a niche regardless. It's changed because now YouTube and Twitch and just social media in general has gotten so much more popular. But when I first started, we were making videos because the people that wanted to consume the content didn't have anywhere to go. And it's like, I need to make these videos too, because I want to have this conversation, this discussion. I can't find the people that want to talk about FIFA the same way I do, or want to have these like in-depth conversations. So the answer is yes. And I think it's important to trial this. So let's say you're uploading 4 videos a week, Gabe. So you're uploading 4 times a week. Maybe one of them is you trying out a new concept, and the people will tell you if they like it or they don't like it. The people are always right. I'm sure of this. Content is king, and the people are always right. They will, if you have an audience that you can basically poll, they're going to tell you what they want to watch or what they don't want to watch. They'll be like, hey, I really appreciate the effort. I don't like this video. This concept's not for me.
Okay. So listen to your audience and experiment to find out what that is, right?
Yeah, like stay true to it as much as you can, and then maybe like rotate one video out and see, like, I feel kind of stale about this. I'm not as happy about this content anymore.
Yeah.
Or I just don't feel like the people are. Like, times have changed. Remember, we're talking about adapting all the time. And that's where you insert Gabe's new flavorful OP. OP players that you didn't know were OP, which sounds like something out of League of Legends. I feel like I've watched that video. But I'm just saying.
You definitely have.
But it's I agree with you. And also taking things that have already shown success. And you're not taking. I don't like that word. I know you like saying you're a cheater and maybe a thief on the lightweight side. But
100%.
Just slightly. But it makes sense. You want a proof of concept. Go find a proof of concept that has already worked in a different community that maybe hasn't made it to your community. I think it's a great way to trial something brand new.
Okay. And it's funny because that's like the way you position that advice. A couple years ago, I had started making YouTube videos and I had played a game called Vainglory. And for 30 days, I made a video every single day. I didn't miss a single day. And in the span of 30 days, I went from like 0 subscribers to 2,700 subscribers, which is pretty good growth for a 30-day-old channel when you're making this content. And right when the company would feature me on the app and all this, they loved the content. And then like right when I was hit the 30 days and I got that, I just said, all right, I'm going to go play other games now. And then nobody watched. Instead of like, gradually introducing it and being like, hey, I'm going to start doing this and telling your audience what to expect. I just said, nah, I'm going to play Last Guardian to a mobile gaming YouTube channel, which is weird. Sorry to go on that like little side bit.
No, also huge advice. You made me think about something by what you just said. So it was great. It was excellent. If you're starting on content creation, you only need to upload or create content for the audience that can support it. So let's say you're starting from nothing. You have 0 subscribers, 0 followers. I wouldn't recommend uploading 4 or 5 videos a week.
Really?
You need to upload? No, because you have to upload to the audience that can actually consume that content. Spend more time marketing the videos. So instead of uploading 4 times, upload twice a week. Same days, same times. Make them trendy. Give yourself the best opportunity to succeed. Put more time maybe into the videos and then the rest of your time into marketing. Well, how do I get new viewers here? What's going down on Reddit? What's happening in the community? What's going down on social media? Is there anybody that'll share things? Because I share people's videos. If I see something that I'm like, whoa, I didn't know this about a game that I thought I knew everything about, whether I'm sharing it in a YouTube video. Yeah, no, I might say in a YouTube video, I'd be like, hey, I saw this video from insert here. It'll be you. From Gabe. I saw this video from Gabe. He's got a small channel. You should go over there and check it out. It's dope. I'm about to talk about it now. And that's even more so if you want to see the original. Down below, description, hit that link. People do that. That happens often. Same on like Twitter or Instagram.
Okay, so then since you're talking about, and I do agree with you on the whole, you don't have to upload every day. And I think that's something that works on YouTube because YouTube, I guess, prioritizes at the time, frequency of uploads, length of videos, more content, always be creating. And, I think that, and you could probably agree to this, that quality kind of diminishes when you're in that. I need to post 7 videos a week, 5 videos a week versus something like a Matt, I forget his last name, Matt Diavela, who posts like 1 video a week and it's super high quality and he gets like that same return. So not how do you feel? What would you say is like maybe 2 or 3 tips you would give? Because you said marketing, in terms of marketing and like working with your videos and your VODs.
Perfect. So on the marketing side, let's say you're uploading less in order to give yourself more time for marketing, which is really important in the beginning. Really, really important. I told you guys, I spent over a year, didn't learn anything other than how to use the program, basically. And I got to see what was happening in the community because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have any programming. I was just trying to figure out, how do I speak to a camera? How do I put together a video that I think is watchable? And what are people talking about? So with marketing, let's say YouTube is your platform. I would watch a lot of YouTube. What's happening? I need to know everything about this algorithm.
Okay.
I need to know what's being supported. I need to know other people that I think are influential, like people that maybe I'm inspired by. I'm like, oh, this is something I'd love to do, or this is similar to me. Why does their video work? Why do some of their videos maybe not work as well? Like, where's all this traction coming from? And then I told you from the very beginning, but it comes down to, where do you fit in? Are you providing a service that's not available? Because I always feel like there's a lot of opportunity when you're looking for something and you can't find it. It's like, hold on, I can create that. I can make that. I mean, when I got started on YouTube, I was the tips and the tutorials guy that was giving you, like I said, that entertainment and that information. But the reason that happened, there was no one really before me that had the pro background. I knew things about the game other people didn't know, and I found that out, and we've had this conversation off camera, but I found that out because I went to YouTube maybe a year prior, and I was trying to figure out how to do laundry and not ruin my colors and ruin my whites, and I was looking at how to tie a tie and all these different basic tutorials, and I went to the videos, and I was like, these videos are so boring, but they get you from point A to point C or D or E, whatever. Yeah, but they get you there. So I felt like, okay, cool. Well, I'm really gifted at this game. I've been gifted at this game for like up to at that point 5 or 6 years. I'm right here. I'm there. I was like, I bet you I could add a better personality piece to go with that same information, apply it to FIFA. So it started from not knowing how to do laundry properly. Quote.
Okay. And I
don't know if that directly answers your question, but
no.
The marketing side is a lot of studying. You're going to figure it out. Like it's important though to a lane because you're naturally going to have organic growth to a certain degree, or people are looking for maybe what you're creating because it's not there. So if you can find what that is and it still applies organically to you, perfect.
Okay, and I want to harp on a thing you just said, right? Because you've been making how many years right now, Mike? Like what, 7 years?
Yeah, I've been making content like 2013, man.
Okay, wow, it's real OG.
Which is unheard of in like social media
too, though.
Yeah, pretty consistent, man. I've had a couple years where it's like, oh, I'm not going to upload as much, but I mean, you're always getting videos weekly.
So my question with you is that I feel like maybe I'm not going to assume like what you feel. You've probably within like your niche, which is FIFA, have explored every possible angle for content, right? So what do you do and how do you go about your storytelling or like finding new ideas to create content around? Because that's equally important besides consistency. It's like finding that new thing.
Right. So that can be right now. Every Monday I sit down and I have a friend of mine that we're working together on some of the YouTube concepts. And we bounce ideas off each other, what I think should go up, because I'm uploading Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays and Sundays right now. So 4 times a week. And a big key is also balance. Something that I've learned over the years, the number one reason that your favorite creator is no longer making content is he got burnt out. He did too much on the live stream. He did too much on the YouTube videos. He was going daily for 3 years. Yeah, and the grind actually like put so much pressure on him that then he doesn't feel the same about his content. It feels like a rinse, wash, repeat. So he's losing that creativity. The desire's not there. You're killing the passion. Like you used to do something you really loved, and maybe you don't love it the same way because it's feeling too much like a job. And I know that it turns into a career and all that, but this is a little bit different than many careers where your creative vision is part of it. The brand is often you, unless you're building, I don't know, a brand where it's a collective of a few of you, but most of the time it is you. So that's something that I can't stress enough is trying to space out what you're putting together. And then I've always had the internal debate every single year since I started YouTube. Do I want higher quality videos, but less of them, or more videos with less quality? And I have that conversation every single year. So I've shifted the ways that I do things. Like right now, I'm really enjoying this. I'll call it a new concept for me, where I don't show you a bunch of gameplay. If you want to watch gameplay, come to the live stream. But if you're coming to a YouTube video from me, I'm going to give you that information. I'm going to give you that entertainment. You're not going to get much gameplay. I'm going to give you ridiculous analogies. I'm probably going to yell at you for 10 minutes. But that's kind of the person I am. It's a nice release. I feel like other people don't do it or can't do it in the same way. So I'm giving you something different. And they're not the same level of a player. They're not the same caliber of a player actually on the virtual pitch, like on the game. And people know that. So they're like, perfect. So we're getting professional advice. We're getting it in an entertaining way. And if you like this personality that he's including, it's there. So you're giving people a chance to get to know you, what's on your mind. I mean, half my analogies are probably going to talk about food. You want to talk about cereal? We could talk about cereal, Gabe.
we could get into the tier list of cereals another day. But to close this piece out, what would be your let's say like three very actionable pieces of advice to give to young creators or maybe even like creators who are right now stuck in a rut? Whichever one you want to go, up to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want me to take this from like
do the new creators?
New creators. The first one, 100% is and it sounds maybe once again like you've heard this before, but actually try. The amount of times that I run into people that say, I want to be a content creator, I'm like, cool. How long you been uploading? How long you been creating content? Oh, I haven't got started yet. So like that's got to be number one, is you have to put yourself out there. And there's a lot of fear And you're going to be, apprehensive often because you're putting yourself out there to the internet, depending on the community. But in general, the internet's pretty cruel. A lot of those people, you can't see a profile picture. You don't get an age. You don't get anything that goes with when they say something negative about you. You just see the negative comment or the negative reply, and it's how you're gonna take that in. And some people are more sensitive than others, and sometimes you get used to it over time. But you're putting yourself out there. So number one, you've got to put the content out there. Number two, and you definitely heard this again, consistency. You can't expect somebody to show up to your show if you keep skipping your show. So if you have a week that you don't feel like uploading, that really hurts you early on more than ever, because you're already working with a smaller audience, and that's what they're counting on, is that like Wednesday, 6 p.m., I'm going to see this guy. And then he's going to hit me again Saturday, 6 p.m. Perfect. This is my 6 p.m. guy twice a week. Or this is my 6 p.m. girl twice a week, whoever it is that you're watching on the creation. So those are the 1 and 2. And then number 3 is, I would consider it still, and we've actually talked about it a lot here, is figuring out your niche within the market, your niche within the niche. What do you do? And then what do you want to be known for? It's kind of like what you were just saying when you're uploading all that content. What if you added in this OP player guy? I don't even know what that comes down to. Is that a tier guy? Like, I don't know where I don't know they categorize, but I like that. Like, I think everybody. So I'll look at FIFA. I know FIFA well. I can look through all these content creators, and I can tell you what you go there for. Like, I can tell you why you watch a Nepenthes, or I can tell you why you watch a Bateson, or I can tell you why you watch a Castro. And these are all really big creators in the FIFA scene. But whether it's entertainment, whether it's the packs that they're opening, or the money that they're investing into the game that nobody else invests, so you're just curious, well, how far is that money going to take me? Whether it's the editing, Zwayback or something is a great editor. He's really funny with including his content. You know you're going to get a crazy intro, but like, he's become that guy. And I feel like that's super important, that people think of you really quickly and they know this, and this, and they take it away. It's almost like a little one-liner. Kind of how I keep hitting you with you get information, you get entertainment, you get that combination. But that's a one-liner. You're in, you're out. You're like, take that away. How would you describe Mike? Information with entertainment, and he's really good at the game.
I've heard you say that so many times, but Mike,
I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
You should definitely entertainment and information. That's Mike. One last thing, Mike. How do you feel about cheating in video games?
You already know I'm not going to be about that. I don't know. I'm too big of a gaming enthusiast for that. I'm anti it. Come on. You put in the time, you put in the hours. There's great skill gaps. You get rewarded for the skill gaps. Absolutely against cheating.
I think you need to start an organization called Struggle-Tainment, Mike. I think that's the next play for you. That's the next avenue. Struggle-Tainment.
Struggle-Tainment. Let's get it.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much for calling the show. I think you gave us a bunch of great information right now for young creators, maybe even old creators who are watching right now who are seeing the future to like help with the audience. I hope you continue. The wine's kicking in. Hope you continue to keep doing what you're doing. Special thank you to Adobe Creative Cloud for making this possible. Mike, I'll see you online, man.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much for having me on.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Ida, bring my better half in. Bring him in. He's here. Bijan, you here?
Guys, holy shit.
Yo, that one. Dude,
I had no idea. First of all, Mike, if you're still watching, thank you so much for doing that. I was like, hey man, I learned that I've been streaming more. I gotta give my people some dipping sauce. I just gotta give them the sauce to hold on to.
I mean, yeah, because Bijan, you've shifted from, you are constantly writing, creating stuff for The Verge, but since you have all this time, you've become essentially almost a full-time like late night streamer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah.
And it's super important, I think, for you as like, I remember I heard a video, I forgot who I heard it from, but it was like a big Twitch streamer. They were saying like when you're streaming, you're not growing, even though you are growing. They felt like the real opportunity is to really focus down on like your YouTube content. And I haven't seen you like actually dive into YouTube yet.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube is scary. That's why. Also, I don't want to spend time editing videos. That's also
why. The editing is that is
Mike is still here. We get Mike live right now.
The editing.
Throw Mike in on Ida. Throw him in.
What up?
Real quick. Oh, you said Mike. What about the editing?
The editing is what I dislike the most, man. I put in all this time. I learned so much of how to do the editing, but that's where you're gonna burn through a lot of your time for sure.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it seems like for at least for Twitch, part of growing is just introducing, like the hardest part of growing on Twitch is introducing your audience, you're introducing yourself as a streamer to more organic new audiences, because like there is some fraction of that audience that is going to like your content, right? Like there's like, you can assume that if you're making stuff that doesn't suck, like there is some fraction of people of a new, like there's some percentage of people of any new audience that will be like, hey, this is cool, I'll subscribe to this.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing to do. And I guess YouTube is one way to do it. I feel like having your friends on who are famous is another way to do it. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Thank you for being famous.
I'm not famous at all, but I want to.
You know what I mean?
I want to build off of the editing thing though. It's kind of a double-edged sword too, because if you really if you're a perfectionist, you really care about your content, you kind of want to do the editing, but at the same time, it's going to take you so much time. You'd be so surprised. Some of these 5 to 10 minute videos, you're like, that looked like it didn't take that long at all. But between you filming, you writing down your bullet points or notes or however you do it, and then adding in the graphics, the jump cuts, the transitions, you're like, dang, that video was 5 hours, 6 hours, top to bottom.
Yeah, no, I've edited like no videos, but I've edited a few videos before, and every time I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, it's like it takes an hour to make like a 20-second gag, and it's like, what? Well, what am I doing with my time?
Yeah, like, what else could you do with that?
But that was a really great interview. I feel like I got a bunch of tips for free. But I did want to ask about the cereals.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I was just about to say that, Bijan.
Can we do this? Can we do this right now or what?
All right.
Yeah,
to close out the show,
it's our show.
Pick a cereal. We'll all pick a cereal.
No, I think we should pick 3.
3 cereals? Okay.
3 cereals.
Bijan, what's your top 3?
Man, it's going all the way back. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, undefeated. Honestly, Frosted Flakes. Look,
okay.
You can't knock them. And third, man, what was it? Fuck. I haven't eaten cereal in so long.
This guy's weak.
I got my 3, so when we're ready, I've got them. I can go next when
I love putting granola in cereal. That's my flaw.
Okay.
Mike.
Yeah, I was he's gonna give us a third one, or what's the third one?
He did.
I missed it.
He said he likes putting granola in his cereal. He didn't have a specific brain. He likes granola cereal.
Oh, just Nola and cereal. Okay.
Yeah. I also like grape nuts, which is like
what is it? Grape nuts.
Yeah, it's like a healthy cereal. Don't ask. It's bad.
All right. Cool.
Go on.
Okay. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is there. I feel like we're all a little basic there, but come on, man. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is good money, top to bottom. Top to bottom, good money. Like, if anybody offers me Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I never say no. And that's how I know it's the best, or it's got to be in your top 3. Because it's like, I never have turned it down. Like, it could be 3 a.m. I could be walking into my apartment exhausted, and if somebody was there sitting there, hey, you want some Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I'd be like, you got it. Yes, sir. Please pour me up. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm going to this is going to be a surprise choice, and this might show my age. I like honeycomb.
Oh,
I'm a big fan of honeycomb.
Okay, I'm into it.
Yeah, and then number 3 for me is going to be those the apple cinnamon Cheerios.
You guys
big fan.
have just had nothing but wrong opinions.
I'm looking forward to this.
Gabe,
I'm giving you.
You admitted you cheat in video games. Why should we trust you?
Because when I don't cheat, it's real. Let's break it down. This is the true definitive list. Number 1, and this is in no particular order. This is just me just listing 3.
Big disclaimer. Big disclaimer. Okay.
And the way I look at cereals is that it's about not just the pre-experience, right? The eating of the cereals, the snap, the crackle, the pop, everything.
Is it the drink? Do you take the
it's the post cereal milk. So number
obviously.
1,
he's gonna have a chocolate one in this. He's gonna have a chocolate one for sure.
Yeah,
bro, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. Number 1, Fruity Pebbles, something you should never give your kids. Fruity Pebbles. Number 2, Honey Bunches and Oats. Don't play Honey Bunches and Oats.
Those are good. That's good. That's a good cereal. That's a good ass cereal.
And number 3, Captain Crunch, but not Crunch, just berries. Just berries, Captain Crunch.
Mediocre.
Get the hell out of here.
I don't like his number 3. I think your number 3 is a letdown.
Yeah, that's trash. That's C tier.
I'd also put it like lower, like a mid-tier cereal choice.
Mid-tier cereal.
You know what? I'm done. Bijan, take it.
You started well. The third one was the fall off for me.
Yeah, no, it was. I was with you until number 3. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's just fucking gone. It's fine. Yeah, everyone's like Gabe's list trash. Oh man, you know what we should do is actually, Mike, do you have anything to promote? Do you have any charity stuff that you're thinking of? Because we do have this segment, the Weekly Wholesome, that we do.
Right, I forgot about that.
I mean, the last charity push we did was with Global Giving, and we did that with EA, and we raised over $1 million. So
that's a fuckload of money, my dude.
Yeah. A big shout out. EA really was a big contributor in that massive contributions there. It was really cool. It was really cool. So Global Giving.
Do you have anything else coming up? I
always try to do work with St. Jude as well. I'm
Okay.
just saying on St. I don't know if you guys have ever been to the hospital or heard of St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I've been
Definitely
there.
heard of it.
It's in Memphis. It's amazing, and I always feel if I was in the hospital, especially as a if I'm in my youth, if I was a kid, the only thing that would be on my mind in terms of positivity, so I could still have real life interaction, would be something through gaming. You still get that community feel. It would get me through a tough time, or it would give me a chance to get through a really tough time. And a lot of those children are going through cancer, and you don't know how long you're going to be in the hospital. So I would always backdoor them as much as possible. I donate to them every year. I usually do a campaign with them.
Nice.
But St. Jude's Children's Hospital is the real deal. Like I said, I've been down there. It's an amazing facility.
Yeah. I once talked to Dr. Lupo about it. I guess it was last year. And I know he does a lot of stuff with them. I think he raised like $2 million earlier this year. Some
he set a record. It's crazy.
Wild numbers.
He's an awesome guy. Really, really, really nice guy. I met him. I got really lucky to meet him a couple times, and he's always been just an amazing individual.
Yeah, he seems really nice. I do have to say, okay, so we do have some stuff to plug for the Weekly Wholesome. This is our segment where we talk about stuff that's happening in gaming that is like charity oriented and makes you feel good.
Just cute. Makes you feel all butterfly.
It feels good. You know what? It might not always be charity. We're experimenting. We have formats.
Yeah. Very loose, but they're
very
formats.
loose. But so today, there are three things today. The first thing today, Ultimate Gaming Championship is partnering with a bunch of other people to donate $10,000 in a 24-hour streamathon to No Kid Hungry.
It's happening right now, by the way.
Yeah, it's happening right now on Twitch. Helps a bunch of kids stay fed. That sounds tight. They're calling it the Shutdown Showdown, and also our friend Nars is streaming there. Gabe has a charity thing. Gabe, you got a charity thing.
Yeah. So I'm going to be participating next Wednesday, May 13th, in the Florida Mutineers 25K Warzone charity tournament. And the organization, I think every team is having its own team they're partnered with. I have Frosty on my team. So the organization we're going to be partnered with for charity and raising money for is Gift of Life Marrow Registry. And that's going to be the organization we work for. And I wish I had the full list of what they do, but donating bone marrow, people need bone marrow for various different things. I can get into the whole medical terminology because I'm a nurse, but I'm not. It's a very important thing. So we're going to be raising that money next week. That goes live, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be streaming it on my YouTube channel. I'll be streaming it on my Twitch channel. What is streaming on YouTube? And they're also
you can do it.
You can.
Valkyrie, Courage.
We can do it. Some big names. And also the Florida Mutineers will be streaming on their Twitch channel, as well as like Frosty. I'm going to be playing with Zeno from Slam Gaming, and you can get all POVs from there.
Yeah. Wait, Gabe, are you going to be playing PC?
Of course. What do you think I am?
You were a console player, and I know that. And you will never not be a console player because of it. Anyway, number 3, the third Weekly Wholesome thing.
Mike's got to go to bed, man.
Yeah, 1 second. It's not even
at 8 p.m.
Yeah, dude, you got to get the the deep REMing.
Oh
deep
my
REM.
goodness! What kind of gamer would I be? I crash out at 8 p.m.
So my friend Anita Sarkeesian told me about a fundraiser that she's helping out with that I wanted to plug. It's called the Stay in the Game Relief Fund. It's meant to help nonprofits in gaming. And it's serious because it's sponsored by Riot, Devolver, Double Fine, a bunch of other developers. They're trying to raise $50,000 and all gifts are matched 100%. So any money you donate is doubled.
Yeah.
And the URL is givebutter.com/stay in the game.
Give butter. I mean,
right. Which I've been like, yeah, butter. Yeah. I love butter.
I want to get one of those to give butter. No,
it's kind of funny.
Job,
we had a whole idea of how the show would go. We would have, our Creative Cloud segment with Mike, and then Mike would be off the show. Yeah. Mike hung out, had some fun. We're chilling. Bijan, it's 8:18 p.m. and I want to stop talking to you. So take us out of the show.
I will. But first, thank you, Mike, so much for being here. Yes. Please come back. You're great.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
you don't even have to talk about content or Adobe.
Just talk about cereal.
We'll do a cereal segment. Just come back on. And folks, that is another great episode that we've done because that was great.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
It was great. Another episode of 368.
Special thank you to wait, this is real quick. Special thank you to Adobe Creative Cloud. Link everywhere. Go there. Subscribe. They're the best. All right.
Yeah. Also, shouts to Aida, our silent partner. She's been there. She is. She's been running the stream. Shouts to Paul, who is I guess our EP. He's around.
Paul remains in the dark. He doesn't want to be known. Keep
silent partner.
Keep on down.
Silent partner. Anyway, thank you all for coming. We love you. Come back. We stream every Thursday, 7 p.m.
Time zone.
Twitch.tv. Okay, 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv//368 NYC. I'm Bijan Steven, your host, along with my inimitable, illustrious, lovable, even co-host.
Surprisingly,
Gabe Olivero. Guys, get the fuck out of here.
I love it.
Bye. Ida, take us out.